I'm making this in bits and pieces. This is about page 22 and page 23, and they are to prepare for playing that song that you just heard part of, which is on YouTube. It's Ukulele Happy Song. So I'm assuming you've got page 22 now in front of you and you're ready to work on it. As it says on page 22, the Ukulele Happy Song is really just the same thing 4 times. It's in 4 different keys, and someday I'd like to talk about how those keys go. They go in part of what we call the circle of fifths. So it starts out in the key of A. A has 3 sharps as you go up it. And they are F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So on for each of these times, these keys, I've put on here some things to hopefully get you ready for it. The first one, the key of A, you could do it 2 different ways. The easiest way would be, as it says there in square A, would be to finger it in the 2nd position. And so you'd be playing C sharp, A, D, C sharp, B, and then on the 2nd string, G sharp. And then something that's going to come up in all the keys, the next note is on the 4th fret, 1st string. And so do you lift up the 3rd finger and go over there, or do you use the 4th finger? Well, you can do either one. I'm probably, for the most part, going to lean my finger over. But now, as it says in the words up above A, I would rather that you would work on the B approach, because that's the way we're going to finger all the other ones. So it is in 4th position, and that A is the 2nd string, 2nd finger, and it's on the 5th fret. So there's a little scale there. A, B, next string, C sharp, D, C sharp, back to the B on the 2nd string, and also G sharp there. So then square B, I have the notes in the order that they come in the tune. So it's C sharp, A, and then you can either use 3 or roll. Roll. Same thing with this note, when you go from the 2nd string to the 1st string. So so you could jump ahead to page 24 and play just that part if you wanted to. But we'll go on and look at the key of D, which only has 2 sharps. We took away a sharp, and D is written in octaves. So you can either play the low octave. So you start with F sharp on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and you'd reach over for D with your 1st finger. And so the notes in order are F sharp, D, G, F sharp, E. So that one does not finger like all the other ones because it's on these low strings. But now there are also high notes. So if you choose to play the high notes, work on them, you're in 9th position. So on the ukulele, there are position markers. So there's one at the 5th fret. I'm kind of looking at it backwards here. One at the 7th fret, one at the 10th, and one at the 12th. So we're going to be here on the 9th fret. So here, 9th position. So the scale that we have there starts on the 2nd string, first finger, 2nd finger, 4th finger. So, ooh, it's out of tune. And so that's the little scale. C sharp, D, E, 1st string, F sharp, G, F sharp, back to the 2nd string, E, D, C sharp. I think I have wrong numbers on the one I'm looking at. I'll have to change that. Let's see. Is that right? Yep. Anyway, I'll correct them. We'll get it right sooner or later. That's one of the reasons for doing these. So then the order of notes is so I 1, 2, 1, 2, and I lean 2 over. The reason I don't use the 3rd finger up that high is because there's not any room, not much room on those little frets. Now we take away another sharp and it puts us in the key of G. So we're in 2nd position. That means 1st finger on the 2nd fret. And that's an F sharp on the 2nd string. G, A, 1st string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret. B, C. And so the order of notes is now I get into something here that I probably should have started with. I haven't talked much on any of these pages about what to do with your right hand. Your right hand fingers, I use the terminology that I learned in classical guitar, so it's from the Spanish, and so P-I-M-A. The thumb is pulgar, I think, in Spanish, and so that's P. Index, middle, and the ring finger is annular in Spanish. So anyway, that's why it's A. And so to play in this key and all the other ones on these high notes, now it would be maybe a little different on the low ones in the key of D, although maybe not. Let's see. No, really. Okay, so what I'm suggesting you do on all of these is to use your middle and index finger, and I like to start with my middle finger because it's stronger, I guess. Here, I'll sit. Can you see that? No, not using my strap here, so it's a little unwieldy. So I start with the middle finger, and you alternate fingers for the most part. M-I, 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 M-I. I start with the middle finger in this case because then it puts the index finger on that 2nd string. Then I start over again. Okay? I mentioned on here you could also use a pick, and you go down, up, down, up, down, up, up. I don't use a pick really ever on nylon strings. You can, but it just, I feel like it cuts into the strings. Of course, fingernails probably aren't much better. And last but not least, the key of C with no sharps and no flats. So it is at the 7th fret. So that's this one where the marker is. That's where your first finger goes. So C, those are the notes on the second string. On the first string, E, F, E, back to the second. And the order of notes, E, C. I used my third finger, but and then this one has, in the key of C, we have a little ending, a little coda. So that's it. That's what I have to show you. If you have any questions, you could look back at the look back in here and see if you can find the answer. Hopefully you can. And now I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to correct that mistake on page 22. Okay? Keep practicing.